I've been listening to A Song of Ice and Fire, Book 1, Book 2, Book 3. The Book 1 is Game of Thrones, and then Book 2 is Storm of Kings or Storm of Swords or something like that. Clash of Kings or A Storm of Swords, whatever. So I've been listening to Book 1. The book is pretty good. I mean, I don't listen to all of the characters because, like, where the fuck is my hat at, dude? Where the fuck is my hat at? I can't focus without this fucking hat. But you know, um, yeah, man. I've been listening to Game of Thrones lately, right now, and I've been listening mostly Catelyn. Yeah, Catelyn Stark, and some Jaime. But the thing about the book is when they talk about when specific characters are speaking, it also amalgamates the entire situation. It also amalgamates the entire house. Arya has her own chapter, and Sansa has her own chapter. So that kind of suggests in the book that Robb Stark is not a major character, even though he's king in the North. He's not a major character. Catelyn is the major character. She's a bigger character than Robb because he doesn't get his own chapter in the books. But what have I kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? What have I kind of like yeah, my English is like sometimes I keep forgetting certain words that I'm trying to use to describe what I'm trying to talk about. But let's say she's trying to warn her son, right? Robb Stark is basically king in the North. He's king in the North because the Northmen, it's weird, man. It doesn't like a lot of it doesn't even make sense. He wants to cross the bridge at the Twins. That's in the first book. Well, first what happens is Eddard Stark, he gets his head chopped off. But I'm not here to talk about the contents of the book. I am here to talk about the contents of the book, of course, but I'm not here to talk about every single thing that I listen to. I'm here to kind of give you guys a review of it. I think the book is very solid. It's very entertaining. I listen to it while I'm going to sleep. Yeah, it's very good, man. You kind of imagine yourself being in the situation because because it's very descriptive. He's a very good author, George R. Martin, and there's a reason why he's authored so many books. There's a reason why he's a millionaire. But I feel like sometimes I don't know. I don't really have too many criticisms of the book. It's like it's a very good book. It's very good. It's very good. Entertaining also. Very entertaining book. I listened to the Red Wedding. Oh my god. It's actually worse than the TV show because the descriptive, like it's so descriptive. Like what happens in the books is worse than the fucking TV show, dude. What happens is yeah, it's kind of similar to the book to the Game of Thrones show because like the mom, she gets her neck like ripped off because and she cuts someone's throat. Someone cuts her throat. Robb Stark gets a dagger to the heart. But there's a difference. Talisa, she's not Talisa in the books. In the show, she's called Talisa, right? The girl that married Robb and caused all of these problems to happen. He was supposed to marry Robb. For any of you guys that don't watch Game of Thrones, basically, well, if you don't watch Game of Thrones, what are you doing here? What the fuck are you doing here? But Robb Stark, he was supposed to marry the Frey girl because he made a pact with the Freys because they own the twins, which is a crossing on the neck. So basically, he's trying to ferry his army across so that he can get down to the Riverlands and rescue his brother, his brother-in-law, mom's brother, uncle. So he can rescue his uncle from being destroyed by Jaime Lannister. He was getting besieged at Riverrun. So he ends up betraying the Freys, and he ends up marrying some random chick. Apparently, what happened was after Theon Greyjoy had killed both of both Bran and Rickon, he was so depressed that after if I remember correctly, he sieged the like a castle or something. Took the castle, and then there was a woman there, and she comforted him, and he had a wound, and then they had sex, and then he married her because honor because he's very honorable. That's one of the traits that each house kind of has their own traits, right? House Frey is cunning and intelligent, and their betrayal and they're not to be trusted. House Stark is about House Stark is about they're about honor. House Bolton is treachery and betrayal, just like House Frey. So each house kind of has their own distinctive traits. It's pretty much like the old days in the medieval times. They would be doing this kind of shit too. The Starks behead their enemies. The Freys, what do they do? I don't know. But the Tullys, they drown them. And do they? The Lannisters, what do they do? Eat their enemies? Lions? Shit. Yeah, but it's a very good book, man. I enjoyed it. I thought I kind of thought a lot of the stuff that was happening was kind of barbaric. Like, and also like why did Catelyn go to Walder Frey to try and negotiate? And why did she give him such a price that she didn't think that her son would be able to keep? A lot of the times I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Rob? You need the phrase, and then you're gonna marry another girl. Like, just so much shit happened that I just didn't understand. But I also understood that Rob Stark, politically, he's not very smart. Politically, he's just not. Like, militarily, he's amazing, but politically, he's fucking stupid. Like, he could have kept Talisa as a side chick, or Jane Westerling, right? She was called Jane Westerling in the books. He could have kept Jane Westerling, or Talisa, whatever the fuck you want to call her. He could have kept her as a side piece and married the Frey girl. Kept the oath with Freys. Obviously, Talisa wouldn't be too happy about, but she was really pretty in the show, like Game of Thrones. That chick is hot. I can tell. I can see why. I can see why he fucked her. Like, dude, that chick was beautiful, very attractive. But it's yeah, I don't know, bro. It's a tough one. Yeah, that's my little review of Game of Thrones. I think it's a good, great book, great book. Also, Jamie Lannister. It talks about him too, how he gets captured, and then Brienne of Tarth has to take him all the way to King's Landing. Then they get captured by the Boltons. Then the Boltons cut Jamie's hand off. After they cut his hand off, what happens after that? Yeah, there's just so many things that happen and so many little details that you miss, because it's a lot of information. You don't remember everything. So, yeah, man. Peace.